Every budgeting video online is built for somebody who isn't you. They assume a nice, steady monthly paycheck. So if you're one of the blue-collar workers, whether you're in the trades, retail, construction, manufacturing, or any hourly job where the schedule moves around, you already know that advice is a fantasy. There's no steady monthly paycheck. Some weeks you pull 60 hours of overtime pay. Some weeks they cut you to 32, and rent shows up the same size no matter which one it was. So let's answer the real question, the one those other videos skip. How do you budget when your income won't sit still? The short version is this. You build the whole plan around your lowest reliable month, not your best one, so the good months turn into breathing room instead of a trap. That one shift in thinking does more than YNAB, Mint, or any budgeting app ever will. Before we go further, the usual. I'm not a financial advisor or a licensed anything. Nothing here is personal financial advice. It's information and one working man's perspective, built on the numbers. Money is complicated, everybody's situation is different, and for your own, talk to a real professional you can hold accountable. First, let's kill the idea that this is a you problem. It isn't. More than half of all workers in this country get paid by the hour, over 80 million people. So when advice built for salaried desk jobs doesn't fit your life, that's not you failing. That's the advice being built for somebody else. And the gap is real, not just a feeling. A study that went through millions of real paychecks found that for a salaried worker, the normal month brings no change in pay at all. Same number every time. For an hourly worker, no change is the rare exception. Their typical month swings about 9% up or down. 1 month in 4, that jump hits at least 21%. More than a fifth of your income gone or added in a single month. And the study found that kind of move is often bigger than whatever's sitting in the worker's checking account. That's how somebody doing everything right still gets caught short. And the instability mostly isn't coming from you. It's not the days you took off or the shifts you skipped. That same research pinned the swings mostly on the employer, on the schedule, on how many hours the company decides to hand out that week. A big chunk of that chaos is done to you, not by you. Even a steady schedule lies to you because of the calendar. February's short, some months are stacked with holidays. When the work days don't line up, you can bring home 5 to 10% less for the exact same effort, same shifts, same grind. But the rent doesn't read a calendar. The car payment doesn't care that February ran short on working days. Your expenses are flat. Your income is a heartbeat monitor. So that's the enemy. Now let's talk about how you fight it. The most famous budgeting rule you've ever heard is the 50-30-20. Take your after-tax pay, the money that lands in your account, and split it 3 ways. 50% to needs, the stuff you can't skip. Rent, utilities, groceries, insurance, gas, the loan payments. 30% to wants, the eating out, the streaming, the hobbies, whatever makes the grind worth it. And 20% to savings and knocking down debt. Clean, simple, and for a lot of people, a fine skeleton. But it breaks down for guys like us, and nobody likes to admit it. It was written assuming a steady paycheck and a cost of living that hasn't existed in years. Prices are up almost 25% in just the last 5. For a lot of hourly workers, the needs alone blow past 50% before you bought a single thing you wanted. So if your needs are sitting at 60 or 65%, you're not doing it wrong. The ratio just won't bend to your reality, so you bend it instead. Cut the wants before you ever touch the savings. There are other methods worth knowing about. Zero-based budgeting is one. The idea is you give every single dollar a job until there's nothing left unassigned. Some blue-collar workers swear by it because it forces you to be intentional when overtime pay hits and the check looks fat. Others go old school with the envelope method, or what people now call cash stuffing. You pull out physical cash at the start of the week and divide it into envelopes by category. When the envelope's empty, that category's done. No app required, no willpower debate. Both of these methods can work well when your income is all over the place, because they keep you deliberate instead of reactive. And if you do want an app, YNAB, you need a budget, was built specifically around giving every dollar a job before you spend it, which is why it tends to work better for variable income than something like Mint, which is built around tracking a steady paycheck after the fact. Now, the part built for an income that jumps around. Forget budgeting on your average month. You know how that goes. You catch a stacked week, 60 plus hours, the overtime pay lands, the check looks fat, and you start spending like that's the new normal. Then a 32-hour week lands and flattens you. So skip the average and find your floor. Look back over the last several months and find the lowest take-home you can actually count on. That number, the bad month, is what the real budget gets built on. Your needs, your bare survival number, all of it should fit inside your worst normal month. Then the months you pull big overtime or catch a loaded schedule, that extra doesn't get spent. It gets a job. The first job is building an emergency fund, a real one full month of expenses sitting in the account, so the next time your hours get cut, you cover February's bills with January's good week. You stop living check to check and start living a month ahead. It's the single most powerful move an hourly worker can make. It's also the one almost nobody reaches, because every good month gets spent before it clears. There's a version of this story in every break room. The guy who finally got 1 month ahead talks about it like he set down a sandbag he'd been hauling for years. And you are in heavy company. A recent survey put it around 66% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck, and more than 40% of them say it isn't a choice. There's just no other way right now. So if that's you, you're not the exception. You're the majority. The point isn't to shame anybody, it's to find a little daylight. Why does that emergency fund matter so much? Because of one ugly number from the Federal Reserve. Asked whether they could cover a surprise $400 expense with cash, more than a third of American adults said no. 13%, better than 1 in 10, said they couldn't cover it by any means at all. Not a credit card, not a loan, nothing. And every hourly worker has lived the setup. The alternator quits on a Tuesday, $400, and it lands the same week your hours got cut. An emergency fund is the difference between that being an emergency and that being an annoyance. A quick note on gig work and side hustles, because a lot of blue-collar workers have picked those up to fill the gap when hours get cut. If you're driving for delivery apps or picking up side work between shifts, the same rule applies. Budget on your lowest reliable combined income, not your best month across both. Variable income stacked on top of variable income doubles the risk if you treat the good weeks like the floor. A few more moves that work, the kind the people who study this stuff keep recommending. Before you change a single dollar, spend 1 month just watching. Don't fix anything, just track where it all goes. Most people are dead wrong about where their money leaks out. And keep your eyes on the big three: housing, transportation, and food. For most households, those three swallow 60 to 70% of everything. Trimming there moves the needle. Fighting over a $6 subscription does not. Whatever you set aside, automate it. Set up a direct deposit split or a standing transfer that moves money on payday before your hands ever touch it. The research on this is blunt. People who automate their saving beat the people who run on willpower every single time. And willpower is in short supply at the end of a 12-hour shift. A standing transfer never gets tired. Now let me be straight with you the way I said I would. None of this is a magic trick, and anybody promising a guaranteed fix is selling something. Money is complicated, your situation is your own, and a framework off the internet isn't a promise. What I can tell you is what tends to work for people in our boots. Budget on the bad month. Make the good months build an emergency fund instead of vanishing. Watch the big three. Automate the savings so you can't talk yourself out of it. The income swinging around isn't your fault, and the numbers back that up. But the plan for handling it is one of the few things in this whole mess that's in your hands. You can't control how many hours they give you next week. You can control whether next week's cut catches you with nothing or catches you a month ahead. Most blue-collar workers paid by the hour never get told the difference. You just did.